Hi, this is Joel Hill from Houston-WeBuyHouses.com and CashFromHouses.com Real Estate Investors Training. The first question that I often get asked by new investors or people that look to get into rehabbing is, how do you do rehabs without any money? Well, the short answer is there has to be some money in the equation. However, it doesn't have to be your money. A lot of people that get into investing don't use the money that's sitting in their savings account. They go after other sources. Some of these sources could be, number one, lines of credit, whether that be a bank line of credit or a line of credit with a private investor or a personal friend. Some people use credit cards. They take advantage of the low interest promotional offers where they can draw money from a credit card line of credit at a 0% interest or a 1 to 2% interest rate for 6 months. And they use that money to go out and finance a residential remodel, fix up and repair job, sell the house, pay back the line of credit, and they've got cheap and easy money. They could get hard money loans. If you're not familiar with what a hard money loan is a hard money loan is specifically tailored to fixer-upper projects. It's typically a short-term loan where they invest not on the borrower's credit score and asset base, but rather on the intrinsic value in the property. Oftentimes they'll loan you 70% of the future value of a piece of property minus the repairs that it's going to take to get there. So if you buy a deal right using a hard money loan, you can do it 100% financed and still be able to make things work. You can find owners that are willing to owner finance the sale of their property. That's not as common as some of the other ones. In fact, most of the times you get better discounts by offering to pay cash and to close very quickly. And the last solution, and in my personal opinion, the best solution, is using a financial partner or a private money investor. Somebody that's not a traditional lending source, so they're not a bank, they're not a hard money institution, they're just somebody that has some money to lend. And you go in as a partnership with somebody, whether you give them a lien against the property and they become just like a bank or a line of credit for you, or you actually take them on as a partner where they provide the money, you do all the work, and then you split the profits at the end of the day. The biggest advantage to using financial partners and private money lenders, which for the sake of this argument is the same thing, is you can structure a very flexible payment arrangement. Most of the time, private money investors, you can negotiate a little bit lower interest rate than you can with a hard money lender. They won't require you to come out of pocket at the very, very beginning in order to put the deal together. And most of the time, they don't even require you to make payments while the property's going along. So, for instance, if I'm going out and I'm going to buy a piece of property for $100,000, or a property that will be worth $100,000, it needs $10,000 worth of fix-up, and I'm buying it for $60,000. I'll call up my private money investor and say, hey, we're closing on this date. Here's the HUD. Here's your lien paperwork. They wire $60,000 to the title company, and then they send me a check for $10,000 to do the repairs. Then I can use that $10,000. I can do the fix-up and do the cleanup and put the house on the market. And all of that money that I've borrowed just accumulates interest. I don't have to make any payments up until the point where the property sells. When the property sells, that's when my private investor is going to get paid their money back, and then I get what's left over as far as the profit. Now, if you're not using private money investors as a real estate investor, you're missing out. You're probably paying a really, really high interest rate, and you're probably not working with a very flexible payment schedule. A lot of new investors get very, very frustrated and feel very scared by the fact that when they do their first project, now they've got additional bills that have to be paid every month. They've got utilities and insurance, a second mortgage payment, and for most people, that becomes a little bit hard to manage. But with a private money investor, none of the month-to-month cost of your rehab projects falls on your shoulders. That's why you've got a financial partner. And your financial partner, obviously, is somebody who can float the bill for some of these things over the course of 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 months without having any problems. And that's why they're your financial partner. Okay. Again, if you're not using financial partners, but you can understand the value of that, that's one of the main things that we're going to be talking about in our upcoming 3-day training event. The CashFromHouses.com, C-A-S-H from F-R-O-M houses, H-O-U-S-E-S.com is our 3-day event. the first entire day. We're going to spend a full 8-hour day talking about, number one, how do you communicate with your private money investors? How are you going to bring them in, sit them down and show them a presentation or show them the intrinsic value of your deal so that you can get them willing to loan you $100,000, $200,000 on a flexible term commitment? How do you show them the value and what they're going to gain by going through this? And then after you have somebody that is willing to do this, how do you structure the deal? How do you protect them? How do you protect yourself? All the things that we're going to go into in a lot of depth. In fact, one of my friends, Frank Drej, is partnering up with me to do this event, and he is a master at getting private money. In my personal business, I have 2 financial partners or private money investors, and they're giving me all the money that I can handle. Frank Drej has $2 million in private money capital available. He's going to tell us exactly what he did, the forms that he uses, and how he fosters that network. And even better, for people that are just getting started and don't already have money to invest, he's going to give access to that $2 million private money line for the people that attend the seminar. He's going to show you just how to do it. So click below if you want to attend the seminar.